You're listening to the Decentralized Talk Podcast, your crypto connection.
Decentralized Talk. Decentralized Talk.
All right, guys. Welcome to another outstanding episode of the Decentralized Talk Podcast. This is our 16th weekly show now in production, and we got a great one in store once again for you today. We got notable picks with our 3-on-3 fast break like Zenfin. We got Bloom and Z Classic today, and we're going to do a deep dive coin review into Cardano, aka ADA. Our first winner of the weekly crypto fantasy challenge at nocostfantasysports.com gets announced. It could be you next week. So every week, log in by Thursday for your chance to win. Go to decentralizedtalk.com, check out our affiliate link. You'll get some coins. We'll get some coins. It's a win-win situation. Decent. This is not investing advice. Some of the things that we talk about on here are going to be investment related, but they are just our opinions. Please do your own crypto research when investing in cryptocurrencies. And now it's time for This Week in Crypto. The death of Bitcoin. Coin. That's all I got. The death of Bitcoin. So today we're going to do a deep dive into how many times Bitcoin has been said that it's going to die? Who said it's going to die? Is it going to die? Is it coming back on the third day to judge the quick and the dead? What projects have they done? Are the projects here? Are the projects there? Are the projects done by Roger Ver?
All right, Dr. Seuss.
And we're gonna do just a little focus on that. So you guys bear with us. If you don't know a whole lot about the history of Bitcoin, you're gonna get a chance to learn a little bit about it today. We're gonna talk about it with our resident crypto experts, Hesto and Prater.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bitcoin.
Rest in peace, Bitcoin. It's already died. It's already gone.
I knew it was a bubble the whole time.
It's exchanging right now for $8,800, but it's dead.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted, guys. This will be our last podcast.
So who knows how many times is like so? What's the website called that tracks Bitcoin's death?
99 Bitcoins. Yeah, 99bitcoins.com.
99 Bitcoins, and
well, that doesn't really track its deaths. That tracks the amount of times people have said it's dead, which I think the tally right now currently is up to. Bitcoin has died 286 times, according to other people. So yeah, there's a lot of great articles on here. The first time supposedly Bitcoin has died was in December 15th, 2010. The article was Why Bitcoin Can't Be a Currency. The latest time Bitcoin has died was about a week ago, April 13th, 2018. The article was called Bitcoin is a Bubble and a Perfect Example of, quote, faddish human behavior, says Robert Shiller. But how many times Bitcoin has died is tough to say because it kind of depends on your definition of what dead is. As far as like,
are we talking a market crash or?
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Most people would say it's dead when it crashes. So in like a traditional stock market, if something crashes 15%. That's a really bad crash. Now, in the crypto market, 15%, that could happen in a day. That is not really that much. So I try to judge it more anything higher than like 35%, that range, for like a big Bitcoin crash. So
yeah, but I mean, I think overall the important thing to point out is that what's special about Bitcoin is because it's new and because people don't understand it and because people have done zero research on it and they just get fed what they get fed by the mass media. Every time it swats a fly off its ear or something like that, it just sends everybody into a full-on downturn, full-on panic mode because there's a million different reasons. So depending on who you are, if you're shorting the market, then you're likely to kind of amp that up. If you're the mass media, you just like the idea that it's a great headline. Bitcoin is dead.
Well, you clickbait.
Wrote that shit last week.
I'll tell you one thing about the mass media. Speaking of the mass media, I don't really watch much, but I did see on CNBC today they're coming back around. Now that cryptos and Bitcoin have had a pretty good couple weeks, they were pretty positive about it, and they were saying that basically they were saying right now, the time we're in right now, about the 8,000 to 9,000 mark is a crucial time as far as technicals go, to see if it breaks up or down. So it should be pretty interesting to see. But they were pretty positive about it. I was surprised. I thought they would still be like, the bubble has burst and it just keeps on deflating. But no, they were actually surprisingly positive.
It's hard to say that when it's on the way up. Like if
True.
It's hard to say the bubble has burst when Bitcoin is on the rise, even though at this point it's really kind of trading sideways, or has been for a little while.
And keep in mind that CNBC is the same outfit that was showing people how to buy. They're doing like a step-by-step how to buy Ripple at $4.
Yeah.
What, you didn't get Ripple at $4?
No, I could tell you I did not buy Ripple at any dollars.
I wish I would have sold my Ripple at $4.
You're not kidding.
Okay, so if we can get back to like how many times Bitcoin's died. So I have a little information I've gathered here about just some of the major crashes. So let's see, some of the big ones.
What was the largest crash? What is the largest Bitcoin crash?
The largest crash was the Mt. Gox incident back in November of 2013, when it was its all-time high at that time was $1,163, and by January 14th, 2015, it was all the way down to 152. Now, that was also the longest correction. That was 411 days that it took to get back to that 1,163. Now, talk about hodling. That takes some balls to hold on that long. Most of the corrections don't take that long at all, honestly. But that one, that was a tough one because it really blew up, and then Mt. Gox, all that money got stolen, and there was just a bunch of bad news compiled onto itself, and it just really crashed. But then also back in early 2013, April, in just 2 days, April 10th, it was at $259. April 12th, it was at $45. So that's an 83% crash right there. And then the third biggest crash was this most recent one, when it hit 19,666 and dropped down. That was in December 17th, 2017, and it dropped down to 59.20 on February 6th, 2018. So that's a 70% correction. But one thing you see with all of these big drops, whether it be 30%, 40%, 50%, 80%, it corrects itself, whether it take 30 days, 2 days, 10 days, or 411 days. It goes back up to that all-time high and then surpasses it eventually. It's just going to depend how long is that going to take. We don't know.
Did you guys do any research into who are any of the popular people that you can quote that have basically shit on Bitcoin, said Bitcoin's dead?
Jamie Dimon.
Oh yeah, Jamie Dimon, of course.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
Many. I mean, there's so many. I mean, the most common people.
Berkshire Hathaway guy. What is his name? I don't know his name.
Warren Buffett.
Buffett.
Yeah,
I heard Buffett's coming back.
He doesn't necessarily shit on it. He just says that he doesn't know anything about it. But he also said he didn't know anything about Google and Amazon, and he wishes he did. So
he's pretty open about the stuff he doesn't know anything about. He doesn't invest in. And I know I read an article where he was talking about how he didn't know anything about Google and Apple and all that, and didn't invest in it, and then he regretted it. So he went back and learned about it.
Yeah, he's still buying pork bellies.
So his big thing is like land.
Newspapers.
That's his number one thing is buying land. He
Ink
loves
by the barrel. That's what I buy.
$8 a barrel.
But no, Warren Buffett, I don't think he's that negative on it. I think he's just he'll just come out and say, look, I don't know much about Bitcoin. I'm trying to learn it right now, but right now I wouldn't invest in it because I don't know anything about it.
Well, I mean, it's all over the place, really. Government officials are pretty negative on it, but it's both ways. I mean, even, Wall Street investors, you've got both ways. Some are bullish on it, some are bearish on it, and just general. One I'm really surprised about that you see a lot of them coming out and kind of hating on Bitcoin is economists. I noticed that there's quite a few.
Yeah. You mean the magazine?
No, just the profession.
No. I didn't know if you meant like the magazine, The Economist.
No. I mean, just like economists in general, like your economy professor in college or like Nobel Prize winning economists. They come out quite frequently and are very negative towards Bitcoin and crypto.
I mean, it might be just because that it's such a new asset class that they don't really know how to take it yet.
Yeah, like just imagine if you were like the post office and you're the postmaster general, very powerful person in the government, one of the most powerful people. I think the postmaster general is actually in like the line for the presidency. I don't know how far down it is, but I think he's
number 3.
I think it's Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Isn't it Kevin Costner?
Yeah, I believe Kevin Costner is the postmaster general of the United States and the postman. But now I've totally lost my train of thought.
Kevin Costner always will do that to you.
But okay, so just imagine if you were those damn eyes, Tatanka,
and those gills.
Those gills. He's all things. He's at all times. He's the postman. He is an underwater fish person, and he's also a Native American white guy that was raised by wolves.
Yeah,
Two socks.
Dances with them.
He also builds baseball fields.
Oh yeah,
and
they come. And they come when he does it.
So, but just imagine. Okay, all right. If you were the postmaster general before the internet was launched and before email was taken over, and you started to see the adoption of email and how much easier it was and how stupid it made sending letters to somebody, then I think you'd have a vested interest in saying this is dumb and this is not going to work out because your pension's fucking on the line. What are they? What you're worried that they're going to get rid of the postmaster general? I think a lot of these, particularly government economists, they're invested in the economy working on charts and working on patterns the way it has for centuries, and even before America in the British systems, the stock exchanges, all this stuff has been around for a long time. These people are afraid to lose their job. One more point on The Economist, because I was thinking you were saying Economist and you were talking about The Economist, the magazine. I think it's worth noting when we're going to talk about Bitcoin deaths, the parallels between the early 1970s article in The Economist about a one world currency that's supposed to emerge in 2018. So for those of you guys out there that don't know, the Economist is one of the leading economic papers in the world, a legitimate journal. They came out with like a prediction that there'd be a one world currency by 2018, and that currency was going to be called the Phoenix. And obviously, you probably tell right away the parallels between what is a phoenix. The phoenix is the bird that never dies, right? It keeps getting killed and then it rises from the ashes, and then it gets killed and it rises from the ashes. Also, it's a super hot chick on X-Men.
Also, it's a great album by Tenacious D.
And a great album by Tenacious D, which again for the same purposes, because the D
it went away,
kind of like died and then came back. Yeah. So Bitcoin is very much the same way, and we are in what year is this?
2018.
Oh my God! It's the rise of the Phoenix.
While we're like talking about people shitting on Bitcoin, I'm kind of fucking around on that 99 Bitcoins website. One article I liked. This is from February 5th, 2015. This guy, Robert Nielsen, says, quote, "One of the signs that Bitcoin is dying is that hardly anyone actually uses the currency. The Bitcoin network is fading away, and the price is destined to continue its downward march. This is likely to be the last year people take Bitcoin seriously. If last year wasn't already, haha. Whether Bitcoin disappears with a bang or a whimper, the end is coming.
Wait, now, who wrote that article?
Robert Nielsen.
And he is
an idiot? I don't know.
I'm just trying to establish the legitimacy of somebody who writes "ha ha" in there.
Wasn't he in one of those spoof movies? Like the Top Gun or not Top?
No, that's Leslie Nielsen.
That's Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. Oh,
he's dead, dude. Dude.
Oh, it's
Leslie Nielsen was an American
you
hero.
know what it is? It's from it's from a website called Whistling in the Wind. It's an economy website.
Those fucking economists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
every time
he was slightly wrong.
Yeah, any economist that publishes a thought that has "ha ha" in it, I think is probably a safe bet.
Oh man, this article, yeah, it goes on. He's really upset about Bitcoiners. He even pointed out that they put his article on Bitcoin obituaries on 99 coins, Bitcoins. Like he doesn't sound very happy.
One of the articles that I thought was pretty funny was Bitcoin mania has clear parallels to the spread of infectious disease, according to Barclays.
It's basically AIDS.
It's the bubonic plague.
Oh, when was that?
One of these old ass white people that thought they heard Bitcoin is going viral.
It's going viral.
Bitch.
Do I have Bitcoin?
I got it. I hope I don't have Bitcoin.
I've come down with the case of the Bitcoin.
When
When was that written?
My son-in-law's got the case of the Bitcoin.
That was pretty recently. I don't know. I pulled it off. I didn't actually pull the date off on that. But the price at the time was $69.16. So that would have had to have been in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So
Well, in the last couple of years, Bitcoin has been doing some serious
yeah, I mean,
taking down. I talked to a friend of the family recently, and they told me they heard me talking about Bitcoin, and all I could hear in the background now. Y'all keep in mind we are in Texas, and so he said, "That damn Bitcoin." He said, "You'll lose your ass on that." And I thought, I'm actually making a lot of money right now, like on all of this, and not necessarily just Bitcoin by itself, but I mean, I feel like we're in alt season.
Yeah. Currently we're in alt season, but I think, I mean, the same kind of people said the same thing about the internet. You know, I'll never get on that damn internets, or I'll never get a smartphone. Yeah, you will. And now you have one. You have the internet, and now you have a smartphone. Like, it's just going to take time. Right now, people don't know about it. People are scared. They don't know. You know, people are scared of things they don't know, and so they're just uneducated about it. And it's not like people are educated about the internet now. It's just that, like, everyone has it, so they just accept it. They don't learn about it, but they just accept that it's there. And it'll be the same thing with cryptocurrencies.
I mean, on a different note, you could probably get the same comment talking about the stock market to a lot of people.
True.
I mean, and
oh yeah, sure.
So I mean, there's parallels there just in the investing side of it. I mean, because you'll hear people say, I'm going to put my money in the bank, and it's safest there.
Yeah,
or in a mattress behind my house, only in Texas.
I would say that. I mean, the only people that are saying that are just the people that just haven't done the research to know that a savings account will actually just lose you money because of inflation, and keeping it behind a mattress. Keeping it behind the mattress is still going to lose you money. It's still going to lose you money because of inflation, but hell, at least it's safer from being in a bank. I would trust that more than being in a bank, honestly.
Yeah, but then you got to worry about your niece-in-law.
Yeah, just bury it. Like what was that Vegas vacation?
Trying to feed her meth addiction.
Just bury it in a bunch of coffee cans, like scattered all around the yard.
All around the yard.
I got $20.
Well, so with Bitcoin, so when Bitcoin dies, when you see these Bitcoin death articles, is that a trigger for you guys to buy, or is that a trigger for you guys to sell in a panic, or is that just a reinforcement of your hodl?
I think it's dependent on your investment strategy. If you're watching the markets and you're a trader and you're a seasoned trader, I would even say, and you can see the potential for a crash coming, I think that's potentially a sign to sell and then buy back in. Yeah, to short it, then, once it hits rock bottom from where you would see it, buy back in and take some profits there. If you're not a trader and you're just investing, then you would probably want to hodl through it. Just make sure you've got strong hands, because
this is not investing advice.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have strong hands to go through it, you're going to sell at the bottom and lose your ass.
Yeah, which happens to a lot of people, and that's why those big ass corrections happen, because when it starts dropping, those people that weren't prepared for that, they weren't prepared for that volatility, they just lose their minds and they just sell off before they lose it all, when they should have just held on, because it'll hit that all-time high again and go higher. But it takes a lot of courage to do that. I'm not going to lie, it does.
And even if you're an investor and a hodler, when it goes down like that, that's another time to also buy in too, to, reestablish your investment as well.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I'm not too big into the technicals and trading and shorting and all that kind of stuff. I'm definitely looking into the long term, at the minimum 5 years, more like 10 years, 15 years.
But don't get it twisted. He's making money. I mean, I don't. Sometimes you guys sell yourself short on how you invest. I don't want people to get the impression that you guys aren't really killing it right now, because I think, really, honestly, I think all of us, if you look at our portfolios, they're up big time.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not professional traders.
Right, yeah, you don't even have to be.
And big time for us is what you would consider big time for most people.
True, but when it does dip like that, I definitely don't sell. I mean, as far as Bitcoin, I don't know what it's going to take for me to sell. I guess when it hits 1 million or something, and I'll be like, okay,
Bitcoin.
All right, I'll let some Bitcoin go when it hits 1 million or something. But there's really nothing that could happen to Bitcoin for me to have FUD, because I just see the intrinsic value in it, in a currency that can't be manipulated by governments and a central power. I just think that there's no way that'll go anywhere. So there's nothing that could happen to the price for me to have FUD and sell off. There really isn't. The only times I would be selling off is to take profit.
Well, okay, so that's Bitcoin, but what about as we get into the altcoins, I'm sure they're dying all over the place too. But a lot of them actually, it turns out, are dying, and you don't necessarily hear about that so much. I know, Heston, you've done some research into how many of these altcoins just in the last year have kicked the bucket.
Yeah. So last year was the big rise in ICOs, with Ethereum out and so many ICOs coming off of the Ethereum blockchain, all the ERC20 tokens. So last year, 46% of the ICOs that were started in 2017 have already failed and are gone and not in existence anymore. A recent statistic that I read, I don't know what the truth is to this. I mean, it sounds good to me. I'm going to go with it, but it said that 86% of ICOs fail within the first 2 years. So, I mean, honestly, that sounds probably true, because there's a lot of ICOs that are just bullshit. They're just scams. There's so many that are scams. You can make a pretty website and say your coin does this and this and this and that, but
what was that percentage?
86%.
I feel like on these ICOs, there's like one guy just peddling, like making the rounds. Like, what was that movie about the cheerleaders? And like, there must be some clovers in the atmosphere. What movie was that? Bring It On.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the dude that was like traveling around selling the routines?
That's not how the song goes either, Tater, by the way.
I don't know if I ever saw that movie.
Okay, so in the movie, there's this guy the hood school is like they're trying to compete in this big cheerleader competition, and they don't have a routine, or something happens and like their head cheerleader falls out or something like that. The girl that used to always do it. Anyways, so what they got to do?
What happened was they were ripping off the routine from another school that didn't have enough money to go to the finals. And when she graduated, she told the other girl, this is where you go get your routine from. Well, she was she had more moral compass than the girl before her. So she was like, no, I'm not going to rip off their routine. I'm going to create our own routine. Well, then she figured out how difficult that was. So she hired a choreographer to create a routine for them.
Oh, you can tell I just watched this movie in like blips, like as I was passing through the room. Yeah. But anyways, the point is, all I remember that movie is there must be some clovers in the atmosphere, and these are spirit fingers. You can't see these on the podcast right now, but just believe they're fucking shining.
Yeah, another statistic about ICOs. While we're in the topic.
Oh wait, hold on. But the whole point of that.
Oh yeah.
The whole point of that was
talking about cheerleading.
Yeah, because I felt like somebody was selling websites to these fucking altcoins like that. It was just
because they're all the same.
It was the same website format. They just like repasted like a new emblem or like a new logo on top of it, and all of a sudden it was the new altcoin.
I found that one website. Pete, do you remember what that website was that I found? It's basically you go on there.
It was like a generator.
You like literally click one button and it makes your own ICO website, and it had all kinds of stuff. It had a white paper and everything about some made up thing, and it created it in like 30 seconds. It was like amazing. But here's something that I found kind of interesting about the ICOs, about why they kind of blew up so much. Because in 2017 there was just like so much attention in the crypto market that ICOs were such a good way to just jump in early on, make huge profits, and then jump out. As compared, if you compare ICOs in 2017 in the second quarter to venture capital made $235 million as compared to $800 million for ICOs.
It's really still kind of chump change, though.
Well, yeah, but you would think some of those big venture capitals would be bigger than random ICOs. I mean, the biggest ICOs were Bancor, Stratus, 10X, and the biggest venture capitals were R3, Canon, and Blockchain.
Well, I asked you a second ago what percentage it was, 80%. Well,
yeah.
That's really not that bad, though, if you consider 90% of startups fail. So they're actually beating the trend for the startup market.
Yeah, I guess so. In the first 2 years, though. How long is it? I wonder how long.
It doesn't say. It's just a Forbes article.
But you got a good point. 9
out of 10 startups will fail.
Yeah.
But it might take longer than 2 years. I mean, honestly, it probably just depends on how much money people are willing to pump into it before they're like, okay, I give up.
Yeah. I mean, since this episode is about like deaths and stuff, like Bitcoin, in my opinion, will never completely die. There's just that intrinsic value of being able to transact with somebody without having a middleman. That just will never die to me. But ICOs and some of these altcoins, they may die and not come back. Now, some of the big ones may not, some of those ones that are in the top 10, but even them, they might die and not come back. If we're talking like 10, 20 years out, you may not know what Ethereum is in 20 years. But Bitcoin, I feel like Bitcoin's not going anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's just going to be upgraded into Bcash.
I said call it Bitcoin Cash.
So it's upgraded. All right. Okay, cool, guys. Well, I think that about does it for our This Week in Crypto. And now it's time for our coin focus. Our coin focus this week is going to be Cardano. We're going to laser in on Cardano, depending on what part of the country you're from.
ADA,
aka ADA. Cardano right now is at $0.28 or 28 cents. Is that right? Yep.
Yeah.
And 24-hour volume is $220 million US Dizzle.
And I think all of us own. I don't know that I would call it. I don't think any of us own a large position in.
I'm gonna call it a guap.
But we all do own a little bit of Cardano, so.
Hey, large is relative. So
it is. It really is.
I would say I own a large amount. I really like Cardano. I do dollar cost averaging on Cardano every Friday, and I haven't been too happy with it, but I still believe in the future.
Oh, yeah. I tweeted. Do y'all remember that tweet I sent out about Cardano when I zoomed out, and it was like 4 huge red candles all going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like each candle was like a month or something like that.
Yeah. And
but to me, I think I bought right after that, like somewhere around 14, 16 cents.
Yeah, you got in right at the bottom. You got in a good time. I've been in through it all.
You caught the falling knives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's when you DCA ADA, that's the risk you're willing to take. Saddington is DCAing ADA too.
True.
And he did really well with Litecoin last year.
Oh man, really well.
So I mean, there is a strong
You never know.
probability that with the ADA, like the cool thing about DCA, about dollar cost averaging, is that when it's down, you're picking up buttloads of it, and then if it's up or if it has a big spike towards the end of the year, pull the trigger on that thing and you end up with some nice tasty gains.
The one thing I don't like about Cardano is the amount of coins that they have.
Oh, say it again, brother.
The one thing I don't like about Cardano is the fact that they have 31 billion coins.
True. I would say my argument to that would be if you're looking at it from purely an investment point of view, a lot of coins is not necessarily a good thing. But if you're looking from it from a platform point of view, then the amount of coins doesn't matter that much. So a lot of coins would not be that bad because their proof of stake algorithm, the coins are what's running the network. I think a lot of coins is necessary. And so I think for a platform,
necessary? For me to drink my own urine?
Drink my own urine?
No.
But it's sterile, and I like the taste.
But no, I think there's a lot of coins for a reason, because it's a proof of stake coin, and they want people to own a lot of coins so they can power the network. And so from a strictly investment point of view, I can see why having a lot of coins would turn you off, because it's never going to reach $1,700 like Ethereum or something like that. But you can still get in. I mean, if you get in at 14 cents and it reaches $10, it could still hit Ethereum's market cap. It might not be as pretty, something that's $10, but
yeah,
you could still make a buttload of money.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, if you look at it like if you just move the decimal point over, so if you would have bought 10 of something else, buy 100 of ADA, and you're probably going to end up spending the same amount of money, but you get a lot more coins for it. Feels a little tastier, but it's at the end of the day, it's frustrating to me to watch like Ripple. Same thing it's my same beef with Ripple.
Well, that's because you don't have any.
Dude, Ripple went up to $4, and that guy was the richest person in the world, and Ripple was worth more than fucking Apple?
Yeah.
That's not real. That's not real. That's not a real thing.
It was real.
At the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when the market corrected, which is, the correction, the market was like, oh, that shit is not real.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
but, I mean, if Ripple really did do what it set out to do and take over for Swift, why wouldn't it be worth more than Apple? If it is the primary transaction platform for banks, why?
Yeah, but this goes back again. This is my same argument against all these 14-year-old CEOs, which
their CEO is not 14.
Well, no. I just mean it's the same thing. Like Ripple wants to
back
take
to the
over
ageism with Tater here.
Yeah, no,
always with the
Ripple,
ageism.
well, Ripple, it's experienceism. I mean, you can call me experience.
That's exactly what an old
Ripple
person would say.
Ripple has no experience in the market, and they come over and they want to just take over and dominate the whole thing. To me, that is asking to have a big house of cards. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it came in, it ran in like a bull in a china shop. And then when it left, there's just a shitload of broken china.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everything
and
crashed.
Bullshit everywhere.
The entire market crashed. Yeah, that was good. I mean, the entire market crashed, so Ripple was one of them. Now, Ripple ended up being, like, statistically the most successful in 2017. So, of course, it was going to correct itself. But, I mean, look at it now. Shit, the last week it went up from, like, 20-something cents to 80 cents. So, I mean, it's on its way back up.
Win the no limit coin challenge.
Don't get me wrong.
Bitcoin dude said he's picking more up.
I am too. I don't get me wrong. I hate the centralization of Ripple. It goes against everything that I like about Bitcoin. But
I like the fact that I bought it at 18 cents.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's I got it at 18 too when I originally bought in. But I really like their plan to take over Swift, because Swift
take
sucks.
over the world.
I don't know if they'll be able to take over for Swift, but Swift sucks ass. Wait, aren't we talking about Cardano here?
Well, right now we're talking about Ripple, but I thought we were talking about Cardano.
Yeah, I don't even think we've discussed what Cardano is.
No, I think the point is that that Cardano has just a gazillion coins, and Ripple also has a gazillion coins.
That's right.
So maybe we should take a second. Hesto's probably. I think Hesto, you're probably the best person to give the comparison between Cardano, Neo, Ethereum, ins and outs, ups and downs.
Okay, so yeah, you can definitely compare Cardano with Neo and EOS and Ethereum, and there's just a lot of smart contract protocols out there, platforms. And Cardano, some people have called it Japan's Ethereum, just like some people called Neo China's Ethereum. There's definitely similarities. There's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences that sets Cardano apart from things like Ethereum and Neo. So theirs is a dual layer protocol. Basically, they have one layer, and I'm going to keep this real simple. I don't want to go on forever and ever. They have one layer that's like a balance ledger. It's basically the cryptocurrency part of it, the ADA section. That's a proof of stake, and so you hold your Cardano, which powers the network, and the more Cardano you have, it gives you kind of like a more entries into the lottery of being able to verify that block. Now, they don't have necessarily a reward system in place yet. There has been talks about it, but I don't know if they'll actually do that. But your reward is basically helping the network and verifying blocks. So they have that one layer, and then they have a second layer that contains their own programming language called Plutus, and kind of like Ethereum does Solidity.
Bless you.
And this layer basically covers like why the transaction occurred and how the transaction occurred. So their dual layer protocol, it makes it easier for transactions to go by faster. So that's their big thing, is transactions can happen faster. But they're also a smart contract platform, just like Ethereum and Neo, and that's why it gets compared to that so much. And they also do dApps, just like Ethereum and EOS and Neo and all those. They also support side chains, which is also interesting. Now, if you really want to get technical, then you can read into the KMZ proofs of work. That stuff is confusing as hell. I have yet to understand how the hell that works. So I don't know. Without getting too technical, it's basically a platform for smart contracts and dApps and a super fast transaction cryptocurrency.
Something that's super fast and not too technical is our 3-on-3 fast break. And that's where each week we pick 3 coins from the 300 level market cap and make our pitch for that coin. So we're going to give you guys an overview of the coin, of the price, of the market cap and supply, tell you a little bit about what it does, and basically kind of pitch you that coin. Again, these are not investment advices. Advices?
Sure.
Advices?
Advisees? This is not investment advice. We got 3 minutes to pitch you our coin, and you know, if you like it, do your own research and deep dive a little bit more and get you one. So I'm gonna get the time started here. And who wants to go first?
You.
Oh, okay. All right.
You never go first. That's why
I know I never go first. That's why I open myself up for that. All right. And my time starts now. Okay. All right. My coin is, I think it's pronounced Zenfin. I should probably know how it's pronounced because I just bought a guap of this shit, which guap is the official term of a lot. So its symbol is XDCE. It's called XFin. This coin, okay, so I'm just going to tell you who the CEO is right now. Oh, actually, here, before I get started, let me go back real quick, and I'll tell you, market cap is 25 million, circulating supply is 3 billion, total supply 15 billion. So it's another one of those kind of big boys. All right, so the CEO is Roger Ver. So just keep that in mind. I think, you know, personally, Roger Ver is kind of a crazy dude. You know, people have a lot of issues with him, you know, like on a personal level because
Not a fan.
Deal with, yeah. I don't really give a shit. I don't care. The guy makes money, and if he's so sick, knee deep in the cryptocurrency industry marketplace that him being chief of this project is good enough for me, honestly. So he's an advisor on the staff, and that makes a huge deal. The other thing that sold this on to me, and if you don't buy this coin today, this is not investment advice, then you are dumb. This is not investment advice.
Oh, I must be dumb.
There is a testimonial from none other than, drumroll please, Cliff High, halfpasthuman.com. If you guys don't know him, check him out. If you don't know him, if you don't know his name, you know exactly who this guy is. He is the crazy ass dude on YouTube that makes all those really super accurate predictions, and he talks on a level that makes Bill Nye the Science Guy say, "What the fuck did he just say?"
Oh, that old guy.
Yes, old guy, Cliff High,
yeah,
and he's constantly talking about all kind of crazy stuff. And when you listen to it long enough, you think, "Oh my God, that's not crazy at all." I was crazy for not believing him.
Well,
who's timing you, Tater?
I got 20 seconds left.
What is the coin?
What is this?
It's Zenfin. I told you
been
that.
talking about Roger Ver.
Yeah, but what does it do?
No, Zenfin. Who gives a shit what it does? The people are involved in it.
Or does it?
You just bought a guap.
Yeah.
You bought a guap and you don't even know what it does?
It's approved by the Food and Drug Administration. Yes.
We're gonna give
my time is up.
We're gonna give you an extra 30 seconds if you could just tell me what it is, though, because you just bought a guap. You gotta at least.
Yeah. So basically, what it is let me pull up the About Us page.
Roger Ver is the CEO. See, guys,
no, he's not the CEO. Okay,
it's a
but
weight
he's an
loss
advisor. The CEO, Roger Ver, is an advisor. I should clarify that. So if I just, in my own words, I would have to say Zenfin, www.zenfin.org, is a hybrid blockchain technology company focused on international trade and finance. They have developed a highly scalable, secure, permissioned, and commercial-grade blockchain architecture. Zenfin blockchain is powered by XD. So still, I don't really know what the hell it is, but it's going to be the bomb. It's got a bunch of badass people involved in it. Cliff High said he likes it. I like it. I really did, literally, like no lie, just bought like 30,000 of these fucking things just now. And
learn from this man, guys. Learn from this.
Well, here's the other thing about it. It's also falls under my category on the buy meter. So I got big important people in the marketplace. I got the application to buy it. When you go to their website, there is a link where it just says buy it. So there's a lot of coins. Almost, I would say probably 50% of the coins are smart enough to have buy my coin right there on their website. Of that 50%, I have literally been able to buy 0 of them, because when you click on it, all it does is give you like a roadmap of directions to how to buy it through some other exchange, and then triple your shit and move it around and sprinkle dust on it, and then take it into another one, you bake it into a cake, and then you can buy their currency. This is the first one. They use MetaMask. It's like the little fox face guy. You've probably seen it around. Super easy to use. Again, like I'm not paid by these or anything like that. I'm just saying it was ridiculously easy to use. The website is so professional looking. It's not
all right. You got about double time there. I'm pretty sure that was a 3-on-6 there.
Cliff High, people. Cliff High.
I'm definitely interested to see how this investment works.
Oh, it was down 25% today too. So yeah. So to me, that's a buy signal.
So okay, who's next?
I'll go next.
Prater and time.
All right, guys. So I've got Z Classic. It's got a market cap of 29 million, circulating supply of 3.7 million, total supply of 21 million, and it is currently tradable on Bittrex, Coin Exchange, Trade Satoshi, and Cryptopia. So Z Classic actually is up 30% over the last 3 days. I know it's April 22nd right now, but and it's actually down 95% since February. So it's had a tough go of it, but it recently had a fork off of Z Classic into Bitcoin Private. So that's kind of what drove the price up for Z Classic, was the speculation on price for Bitcoin Private. But that being said, I think there's potential for forks in the future that could also drive the price up. I don't know that this is necessarily a buy and hodl coin, but it might be one that could see quite a bit of gains here in the future, potentially. This is not investing advice. So it might be one you could get into for a quick little turnaround. It's basically just a currency coin, kind of a privacy coin. It's a fork itself off of Zcash. And when they forked off of Zcash, basically they went for miners. They removed the 20% fee from the Zcash blockchain for miners, and they focused on becoming more CPU mining driven. So it's been around for quite a while. And like I said, it saw a huge pump in January and February. It actually reached $200 at one point. So,
so wait, are you open to questions yet?
Yeah, I'm open to questions.
So, I mean, what exactly do they solve a problem, or are they just more of a platform to fork other coins off of?
It's a privacy coin.
Okay.
It doesn't have a particular use case other than any of the other privacy coins.
Yeah. But it just primarily happens to be one of those ones that people use to fork off of. Yeah,
and they actually got a new development team. I don't know. Sometimes news like that'll drive the price up on some things.
Yeah.
But why? So why would I buy this?
I don't know. You want to see a quick little turnaround? It's could potentially, if you see another fork in the future. I mean, you can get a coin right now for $7. And if they announce another fork, you could see a bump up to $200. I mean, that right there, you grab a couple for $15 and get a $400 turnaround in a matter of days.
Has Cliff High mentioned it?
Maybe.
Did you also buy a guap? Oh, hey, you're out of time. You're out of time.
You sir, 11 seconds over. All right, Hesto, what's your coin?
This week I picked Bloom. BLT is their ticker, and I ain't talking about the sandwich. All right, so let's see. Currently, they're trading at 45 cents. I'm already 11 seconds in. Okay. Right now, their market cap is at
16 seconds in now.
21 million. Circulating supply is 47 million with a total supply of 150 million. So not a lot of coins. I know P. I know you like that. Their website is bloom.co. So as an investment, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like one of those grab it and it's going to moon. But just as an idea, as a problem that they're trying to solve, I really like it. Okay, so basically what Bloom is a peer-to-peer credit scoring protocol. It's a platform where lenders and borrowers can meet at a marketplace. So currently, in the U.S., FICO provides 98% of credit reporting for U.S. loans. Okay, a problem with that is 26 million people in the U.S. are, quote, credit invisible. Another 19 million people are, quote, unscorable credit-wise. So that leaves 1/6 of Americans that can't get any credit. They can't get a loan or anything like that, which makes them easily preyed upon. They have to get payday loans or high-interest loans. The poor people are unfairly represented in this credit world that we live in the U.S. And in just globally, 3 billion people can't get any kind of credit, loans or anything like that. So what Bloom is trying to do is be a peer-to-peer credit scoring system. So they have this thing called a Bloom ID, which is your personal connections that can vouch for you, say friends, family, employers, employees, things like that. I'm running out of time here. They have the Bloom IQ, which is basically your credit history, making payments, debts, loans, etc. And the Bloom Score, which starts at 10 as soon as you sign up, and it has a maximum of 20. And so when you don't make a payment or you're some kind of person trying to scam the system or something like that, it's going to lower your score. And so this is basically a marketplace where you could meet a lender that's trying to give you a loan. They can check all this information on the blockchain to make sure it's verified and real, and provide you the loan or not provide you the loan, depending on your Bloom score. They also even include their plans are to make a Bloom card, which is like a crypto credit card, where you can actually get a credit card on loan using your credit score on the Bloom platform. So as an investment, I wouldn't say this is one of those coins you need to buy and it's going to moon. But as an idea, I think it's a problem that needs to be solved. I think Bloom's going to do a great job. I didn't even have any time for questions, guys.
Sounds like they're just trying to replace FICO.
They are, and I think that's probably not a bad thing. Doing it in a decentralized way.
Lipo for your money. Geico for your money. I can't remember. I remember how that goes.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't go like that.
Win the Super Bowl and drove off in a Hyundai. No, I got nothing on that one. Okay, fair enough. And now it's time for our No Limit Coin results. First place was actually our very own Dustin Prater.
Thank you.
In second place was the Hestonian, and in third place was me, sadly. But this week I hedged and I put a tether in there in case it dropped.
I saw that. Yeah,
it would have been so. If the market would have dropped, I would have definitely been on top. But I'm so used to it. Our last challenge was all during dead season. Now that we're actually in like a positive gain season, we're.
Tether might not have been the way to go.
Tether's not the way to go. Tether's actually tethering me to the ground.
I will add something for our listeners out there. The way we announced it was so late that nobody really got a chance to join, so we basically just played against each other for that first week. So, but
if second and third place.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, get in on Thursday. It starts every Thursday. It ends every Sunday. So, is it Thursday to Thursday? I can't even remember now.
It's Thursday to Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday to Thursday. Track on it. And then we report the winnings on Wednesday or Sunday. Good Lord. And
Wednesday.
Say that whole thing again.
Tuesday.
it starts on Thursday. It goes to Thursday, and we report the
Saturday.
winnings on Sunday. But you do win 50 loan limit coin and bragging rights. We'll announce the winners on air. So it's a fun little challenge. I'll tell you what. I was in last place all week, and then the last 2 days I jumped up to second. I really thought I was going to overtake Prater.
Yeah, and if you're listening to the podcast and you think, "Oh man, I could out trade these goobers," okay, well, put your money where your mouth is, or put no money where our mouth is, and we'll still pay you if you win.
Yeah,
it costs nothing to enter, 0 entry fee, and then you can win 50 no limit coin.
NoCostFantasySports.com. Bring it on.
DecentralizedTalk.com. Click on the affiliate link and get yourself hooked up. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that about wraps things up for this episode of The D. Be sure to tune in next week where we break down more basics of technical analysis. Check us out and be sure to send comments at The Talk Podcast on Twitter and Facebook, and Decentralized Talk on iTunes, iHeartRadio, now on Music Coin, and
Spotify.
Now on Spotify. So we're growing leaps and bounds every day, and it's all thanks to you guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody out there. Stay tuned, stay active, and guys, stay decent.